Alright everyone, so what I want to do now is continue what we have been doing by introducing the pause function into all of the different, sprites. And in this video I want to start pausing the boost bottle so that when you hit P, the boost bottle stops appearing and disappearing, stops making its noise and so on. So I'm going to show you a little trick that's going to speed things up. So recall that when we did the ghost, we had to define check pause. And then when we did the wizard, we had to define it again. And that's because your functions, your defined functions, they only really exist for each sprite. So when I define a block of code for the wizard, it only exists for the wizard. It doesn't exist for the ghost. So if you want the same function for the ghost, you have to redefine it again. But here's a quick way of saving yourself some time. You can just grab a function that you've defined for one sprite and just drag it to another sprite that you want to copy it into. So I'm going to copy it into boost. And see, it comes back right here to wizard. So it's not disappeared from wizard. It doesn't move it. It just copies it. And if I go over to boost now. And here it is in boost. And as you can see, it's just crash landed on top of another function. So let's kind of like move it to its place. So C for check. It should be near the bottom. Okay, yeah, right here. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to insert check pauses before anything that takes any amount of time. So if I proceed from the bottom, we've got start bottle here. Go to my blocks, grab a check pause. Now we notice wait pick random 5 to 20 seconds. Okay, these are the things we need to worry about. So we want it to check for a pause before that, and we want to check for a pause right after it. Now, this isn't the perfect solution, because if you're sharp, you'll notice that what this is going to do is, if this has already started, if the countdown, the 5 to 20 seconds has already started, and you hit pause, it's going to finish the countdown before it realizes that it's paused. So the pause doesn't actually stop the countdown. It would be better if it did, but sometimes you just got to make a decision. This seems like it's got to be a decent amount of coding to kind of fix that. Because what we would have to do is we'd have to define a little countdown function that loops and then knocks off a second and then checks pause and then knocks off another second and then checks pause. You could do that. You can write a new wait function that's sensitive to the pause. But I just don't think it's worth it. I just don't think the game player is going to notice things like this that are going on in the background. So I think this will be okay. We don't want to put a check pause inside check pause. That would be asking for trouble. Check pause. Play sound clock ticking until done. Well, that clock ticking takes a wee while. So we want to make sure that it checks for a pause before and after. Here we've got bottle disappear, hide, set bottle visibility to invisible. I want to keep these two together. When it disappears, I want Scratch to know that it disappears, so I don't want to interrupt it. And these are pretty quick as well. Switch caution to portion 1. That's all pretty quick. I don't think I'm going to put a check pause in there. Check pause for bottle appear. Wait 5 seconds. There you go. Right there. Put a check pause before and a check pause after. And that should be enough for that. And then I think that's everything. This sound glug here takes a little bit of time. But I don't want to split it from the bottle appearing. I don't want the glug to occur before the pause and then the appearance to occur after it. That would be weird. And I don't want to separate the show from the set bottle visibility to visible, because I want Scratch to know that it's visible when it's visible. So I don't really want to break up any of these functions, so I'm not going to put in a check pause in any of those places. So yeah, I think those are all the places that I want to put it. So now I'm just going to do a little bit of playtesting. Okay, I playtested it and everything works good, but make sure that you playtest it for yourself. It's easy to do something different, make a little mistake. Anything can happen, so make sure it works for yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for listening, and if you find this video useful, please hit like and subscribe.